What's going on, fantasy football fans? I'm your host, Hussein the Brain, and you're watching The Couch. This is the real reason why Cam Newton sucked in 2016. So I have 5 reasons why Cam Newton sucked in 2016. My number 1 reason, the real reason, will be revealed at the very end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned and watch the entire video. Reason number 5. High expectations. We all had high expectations for Cam Newton. Rookie of the year. In his first year, he had 14 rushing touchdowns. That's insane for a quarterback. In 2015, he had 10 rushing touchdowns. So we all expected him to be an elite quarterback in 2016. Now this video, I'm going to focus more on the fantasy football aspect, but it's basically the same thing. I mean, if you're great in fantasy football, you're going to be a great quarterback in real life. You're going to be QB1 in fantasy. You're going to be great in real life, lead your team to many victories, be entertaining. Everyone's going to love it. Your offense is going to be on fire, and Panther fans are going to be happy. You're going to get more wins. That's how it usually works. Going into the 2016 season, half the fantasy experts had Cam Newton as the number 1 QB. The other half had Aaron Rodgers. Now, I had Cam Newton as the number 2 highest rated quarterback, so I expected him to be pretty good. He had Kelvin Benjamin coming back, who was injured all throughout the 2015 season, when Cam Newton was the best fantasy QB, even ahead of Tom Brady. We expected him to be good, but I think the expectations were even a little bit too high for Cam. Reason number 4, if you believe in it, Super Bowl hangover. So in Super Bowl 50, Cam Newton and the Panthers lost. Teams that lose in the Super Bowl the next year, they tend to suck, or at least a lot of them. You may not believe this, like I said, but if you watched Cam Newton play, how he acted on some plays, didn't try or seemed hesitant, and how he acted after the game, that was not a good sign. But that's not where it stops. We can't be like, oh, this guy, he had a bad game, bad Super Bowl, and, I didn't like how he acted afterwards, so he's gonna suck. We can't arrive to that conclusion. Not yet, by the way. That brings me to my number 3 reason. He's a chump. He whines a lot, he complains, and those are bad signs, okay? And this is another one that you may not believe. Like, you can easily argue against it. Like, okay, what does that have to do with it? I'll tell you what it has to do with it. A lot of players, a lot of great players, a lot of elite quarterbacks have looked like chumps, whether on the field or in press conferences. Now, Cam Newton has looked like a chump a lot, probably a lot more. We saw what happened with Tom Brady. Remember, was it 2014 when they played the Chiefs? They got whooped on. People in fantasy football are like, why did I draft this guy? What happened? How did he respond to adversity? They went on to Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah, they went on to Cincinnati and demolished the Bengals. They won a Super Bowl that year. Aaron Rodgers, remember, relax?
RELAX. Relax.
Remember that year? What about 2016, Aaron Rodgers? We're going to run the table. What did they do? What did the Packers do? They won every single game after he said that. How they respond to adversity, how they do after looking embarrassed, how they lead their team, how they compose themselves. This is important for a team leader, for the leader of the offense, the franchise guy. It's very important, and we saw how Cam Newton acted and how he responded. He didn't come back and kill it. He didn't come back and ball out. He came back and disappointed severely. This is a simple one. Reason number 2, the offensive line. Now, offensive line wasn't great in 2015, but it was good enough. And in 2016, it was just horrible. And this is bringing me on to my number 1 reason. Number 1 reason that other teams figured out is to hit him where it hurts. Other teams have figured this out. There is a way to stop Cam Newton. Easier said than done, but the Broncos figured it out, and other teams took note. It's to hit him where it hurts. Now, this may seem a little bit unethical. If you watched how defenses play against him, it's basically a fact. This is what they've done, whether they believe in it or not, whether they say this in the locker room or not. Just remember a few years back that Bountygate, the scandal with the The Saints, when they paid their defensive players to purposely go out and hurt offensive players, opposing teams. Hit him hard in the ribs. Hit him hard when he runs. Hit him hard. Who cares about getting a penalty or getting fined? Let's win this game. Let's get him rattled.
At times, I don't even feel safe. Right, and enough is enough. You know, I plan on talking to Commissioner Goodell about this.
Now, Cam Newton had 90 rush attempts in the 2016 season. That is the lowest amount, the least amount of rushing attempts he had in his whole NFL career for one season. Why? Well, two reasons basically. One, because they were hitting him where it hurts. It wasn't smart to run him. And two, because they were kind of out of playoff contention, you know, maybe let's not run him as much. These teams were destroying him. He was getting hit. And some of the times where he did whine and complain, it was valid. Okay, so one reason about hitting him is when they do design quarterback run plays where he takes off and run. Like, okay, I get that, you know, that's bad. That may be a bad decision. But a lot of times his O-line was allowing him to get hit just on drop back plays. So some of his whining and complaining was valid. Now, I don't agree that he did complain and whine. I don't think that's a good look for a tough leader in football to be publicly whining and complaining. I would have probably tried to approach Goodell, the commissioner, Roger Goodell, privately. You know, if I'm a leader, I don't want to be known, you know, publicly whining and complaining, especially in football. I just don't think that's a good look. He got rattled in the Super Bowl. And then we saw the first game of the 2016 season. The Broncos did exactly how I thought you could stop Cam Newton, and that's just to keep hitting him and hitting him hard, whether you get flags, whatever, just hit the guy. It worked. That's how they were able to stop him. So what do I see for the coming 2017 season? I think Cam Newton is a good quarterback. Okay, I think he's still a great quarterback. I don't think he is as elite as we thought. Top 5 discussion, yes, but can I really put him as a top 3 quarterback or definitely top 5? No, you know, quarterbacks, and in fantasy football, quarterbacks are so deep. It's such a deep position. Definitely, again, like I've been saying the past few years, don't draft a quarterback in the first round. And whoever drafted Cam Newton in the first round got screwed, made it really tough to win in fantasy football. So there you have it, folks. That's why Cam Newton had such a down year in 2016. Make sure you guys like the video, leave a comment below, let me know if you agree with me, if you don't. Let me know how you think Cam Newton will do in 2017. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that bell icon, and join the notification squad. Watch our videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one.